Good afternoon and happy Monday. Dr. Jennifer Andrade here with Elevate Health Chiropractic. So as we all know, cold and flu season is right around the corner, but let me ask you a question. Are you ready for that cold and flu season? What have you done to get prepared to make sure that you either don't get sick or that if you do get sick, you recover a lot more quickly? So I obviously am a proponent of more natural ways of doing that. So today I wanted to share with you a few of my top tips on how you can improve your immunity naturally. So a big part of that is going to be the things that we're eating in our everyday diet. So we all know that vitamins and minerals are really important to get, and we get most of those from fruits and vegetables, your unprocessed grains, and lean healthy meats. But what specific vitamins and minerals are going to really help boost your immunity? I'm going to go over those today. We're going to talk about probiotics a little bit and a couple other really simple tips and things that you can change in your lifestyle to boost that immunity. So we're going to start off by talking about our vitamins. So we're going to talk about vitamin A first. So vitamin A actually boosts your immunity and decreases your risk for infection, and it supports your ability to heal wounds by improving collagen strength. So a lot of people just have heard of collagen and think about it's going to make me look better, it's going to make my skin look more youthful. Yes, that's one of the great side effects of that, but it also helps you to heal from any kind of wounds or things that happen like that. So where can I get vitamin A is what you're probably thinking. So things that are really high in vitamin A are carrots, sweet potatoes, squash, your leafy greens, also cantaloupe, salmon, eggs, and beef. Those are some good sources of vitamin A. So that will help to boost that immune system, decrease that risk for infection, and then help you heal if you do have any assaults to the immune system. Our second vitamin we're going to talk about is the group called the B vitamins. There is actually several B vitamins that we have and are typically found in a complex when you look at a supplement, but they're really, really important throughout the body, not just for immunity, but for processing your energy sources, so your proteins, your sugars, and your fats, and getting energy, and also helping the cell to grow and repair. So you have B1, which is thiamine, B2, riboflavin, B3, niacin, B5, pantothenic acid. You have B6, B7, which is called biotin, and B9, which is folic acid, and B12, cobalamin. I'm not going to talk about each one of those. That's something that I could do a completely separate live or presentation on, but things that are rich in these B vitamins. Green leafy vegetables, your cold water fish. So those are going to be things like cod, herring, salmon, things like that, and chicken. And then one fact about the B vitamins, most of them you can get from vegetable sources or vegan or vegetarian sources. The only one that you can't get from vegetables that you have to get from some sort of animal source is B12. So things that are high in that would be milk, yogurt, and cheese. So people that are on a vegan or vegetarian diet do have to find some other option to get that into their diet because they're not going to get it through eating just vegetables. Vitamin C, I think we've all heard that. That's always been kind of something that doctors have told us, mom has told us, it's just kind of common knowledge that vitamin C helps to boost your immunity. But one of the reasons why is it helps to rebuild that collagen. And why is collagen important? You're thinking, well, what does my skin have to do with my immunity? It's actually your largest immune organ. So it protects you from all of the bad things that we run into, different kinds of bacteria and viruses and fungus and different things like that, to protect you from an insult there. So it's really important to have nice, strong, healthy skin to protect you because it is your largest immune organ. So what things are high in vitamin C? Citrus fruits, we all pretty much know that. So your oranges, your lemons, your limes, grapefruit, those types of things. Leafy greens, I think you see a common link here. So you need to be having things like kale and spinach and chard, those kinds of things. Also, broccoli and bell peppers are really high in vitamin C. Our next vitamin we're going to talk about is vitamin D. So I think a lot of people only think about vitamin D with calcium and it being added in milk. So that's true, you can get it there, but really the best source of vitamin D is going to be through sunshine. So your body has a mechanism with which it produces vitamin D when it has exposure to sunlight. So especially here in Colorado, that's pretty easy to do. Good for your mental health and your spine as well, just to go out, take a 15 to 20-minute walk daily, and you're going to get some of that vitamin D exposure through that. Why is vitamin D important? It actually activates key proteins in your body to trigger an antimicrobial response. So antimicrobial just means that it's going to work against some of the things that can cause us to get sick. So bacteria, viruses, fungus, those types of things. So if we have a better response there, then your immune system will be able to respond more appropriately, and you're going to get sick less often. So the last vitamin we're going to talk about today is vitamin K. So vitamin K is essential for healthy blood clotting, and that's really important for having overall health and a healthy immune response. So things that are high in vitamin K, leafy greens, once again, broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, also things like liver meats, fish, eggs, and fermented foods such as kimchi or kombucha, things like that. So now we're going to talk about our next thing we were going to talk about is probiotics. So I know that we've probably all heard things about probiotics. We're not really sure what they are, why they're important. So that's what we're going to kind of discuss a little bit right now. So what probiotics are is they're a cocktail or concoction of live bacteria. But don't let that scare you. Those bacteria are actually good for you, and they are naturally found in a healthy digestive system. So a lot of times, just based on the stuff that we're eating, sometimes when we take antibiotics, they're not really specific to good versus bad bacteria. So they kind of obliterate all of them, and then you have to rebuild that through probiotics. So why are they important? Those good bacteria help to do a lot of different things. They help to maintain the proper pH in your digestive system. They help defend against the bad bacteria so that they don't overgrow. We need to have that balance. So it's really comes out the body. We need to have a balance in everything. And then they also help to aid in proper digestion, and they're going to help to increase your immunity. So did you know that 80% of your immune system is actually located in your digestive system? I bet you did not. So really having a healthy digestive system is going to help to protect against that as well. So when you think about it, the things that we're eating can be contaminated and can get us sick. We might touch a doorknob and then touch our hand or somehow get it in our mouth. All of that stuff, you don't think about all of the different things, how things can get into your body. So that's another way that your body protects you is through the gut. And really, there's a whole immune system contained within the gut. And probiotics is a way that you can help with that. So there's foods that can contain those, some of those fermented foods that we talked about, like the kimchi and the kombucha. Also, different types of yogurt or kefir are really good for that as well. But a lot of times it's easier for people. They're going to get more quantity and more bang for their buck if they actually get a quality probiotic from their natural health food store. So there are places like Whole Foods or Sprouts or places like that typically have somebody on staff that can be really helpful in recommending probiotics. Most of the time you're going to want one that needs to actually be refrigerated. It means it's going to actually have more live bacteria, and it's going to be a little bit more stable and a little bit more effective. So the next thing we're going to talk about for the tips is just getting plenty of sleep. So it's so important for your health overall, but especially when your immune system is being assaulted with all these different bacteria and viruses and things. And then we also tend to get really run down around this time of year because we're really busy running around with holidays and family time and all of those things. So getting proper sleep so that your body can rest, recoup, and repair from those assaults is really, really important. Another key thing is decreasing your sugar intake. You know that's a lot harder this time of year. You want to indulge a little bit, but really just decreasing that refined sugar intake. So yeah, you can have a cookie or two at that Christmas party, but we can cut down on the amount of sugar we're putting in other things, like in our coffee, or we can have fruit instead of having cake or different things like that. But decreasing that sugar intake is really important because it actually gives more food for those bacteria and viruses to multiply and be stronger. So we want to make it as inhospitable or hostile of an environment for those guys as possible. And when we don't have as much sugar in our system, it's not as welcoming or inviting and easy for them to kind of take over and make you sick. So the last thing, and I think the most important thing, because I'm a chiropractor, is to get regular chiropractic adjustments. Why is that so important? So when you get regular adjustments, it actually helps to reduce cortisol, which is one of our stress hormones, which actually influences a lot of processes in your body, specifically how your immune system functions. So if we are reducing that cortisol by getting regular adjustments, because it's regulating that hormonal release and production, then we're going to have less stress and we're going to have a higher functioning immune system. So that's another way that we can have our immune system in tip-top shape and be able to fight off those bad things. So I'm hoping that these tips are helpful for you guys. If you have any questions or comments or other recommendations that you would like, please let me know. I want this to be really informational and useful for you guys. Until next time, have a great week, and I will see you guys soon.